Hello, buddy. Okay, just bear with me. We're not going nowhere. We're working on Blue Thunder. Okay. I made a modification several months ago in the quest for better gas mileage, and over the course of gas, I achieved that goal. Okay. The only problem was the material I used. I I fabricated a part and installed it, and the material I used to do that part had a polyester component in it that I didn't realize was there, and eventually it melted. Well, it was in the intake stream, and now all that melted crap is on top of the pistons. Um, we got to take the cylinder heads off. Before we do that, though, I'm going to do a compression test just to give us some idea uh, how bad we might have hurt the engine, because there was, once that crap was on top of the pistons, I had a lot of pre-ignition, and there for a while I backed the timing off and I run additives through it, and probably put several hundred miles on it since then, and it's very possible that I've killed the engine. But before we go pulling the whole engine out, we're going to pull the heads off and inspect, and if we can, clean and then reassemble the engine. That's where we're going. All right. And bear with me. I don't move fast. I was hoping to start this about 8 o'clock this morning, but it's taking me this long to get. Yeah. Here, can y'all see, first of all? Okay. Yep. All right. So what I'm going to do is, I've got you hooked to the charger. Now you're not hooked to the charger. You're going to spend most of your time like this, but every once in a while I'll pick you up. Okay. This, to the best of my knowledge, only has 468,000 miles on it. I've never had them valve covers off. I've been resisting. I really just haven't been. Yeah, I wanted to see 500,000 before I had to twist a screw on it, but I screwed up. So what we're going to pull all 8 spark plugs out, and then I'm going to disable the. We're going to pull the fuse out of the ECM. We're going to disable the ignition, and then we're going to do a compression test. See, what I'm hoping is, if what I think is true, I'll get a uniform number across the board, or at least hopefully the lowest number is high enough that I can feel confident that any higher numbers might be because of crap in the combustion chamber. So anyway. Come on.
Let go. Let go.
At some point, I'll probably find an extension cord and get y'all all up in here, but I just needed to get started here. Come on. Hold on. Come on. You ain't been in here that long. Our quest and our goal is to have this thing running again by midnight tomorrow night. So, Come on. Antisocial. Oh, dipstick's in the way. Oh, man. Oh, that's going to be fun. Yeah. I've done work like this before, but it's been 30 years. So some of this shit is going to take me a little while to look at and remember. $20 years. Come on. Don't tear that wire up, Ron. Come on. All you gotta do is let go. That's really all you gotta do. Damn. All right. Try and keep those in order. These are fairly new plugs. I probably shouldn't be looking at them too hard. Although I just want to make sure they're not beat up or nothing. Oh, come on. Seriously? No, I got you loose. Nothing scary about the plugs. Look more concerned about any mechanical damage if there was any. So we're going to take these, lay them over here. Okay. I've got a compression gauge somewhere here. Hold on. Well, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Brand new. So now I got to figure out how to open this damn thing. Razor blade. All right, be right back. All right, so even though we've got a package that an atomic bomb can't open, it also makes a cheap storage spot. You know, a lot of folks, they'll just shred these things apart and throw them away. Well, the thing is, when you're done with the tool, now you're just going to toss it in your toolbox, and it's going to be exposed to save the packaging. Open it carefully, and when you're done using the tool, you can put it back in. I got this at AutoZone, I think. It's inexpensive, not more than $30. And how can I put it? I've actually owned this thing like 8 months now, and what it was I was on my way to help a friend, and I realized I had forgotten, you know, I've got a snap-on piece that, anyway, long story. And where am I going? Yeah, I just swung by AutoZone and grabbed it in case we needed it. By the time I got here, he had gotten things sorted out, so I went ahead and just kept it. So anyway, I just cut the top off, and now we're gonna cut this one edge off. Okay, and now that, even though it's open because of the material it's made out of, you can put the tool back in it, and it makes it's a handy storage device, and it's got instructions about how to use it and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, now you can just peel the thing open like this, get the tool out. When you're done, put it back. All right. Okay, so what we're getting ready to do is this gauge screws in the place of the spark plug. All right, and part of an engine, okay, the 4 cycles of an engine are suck, squeeze, pop, bang. Let's see, suck, squeeze, bang, and blow. Okay, intake, compression, power, exhaust. Okay, this gauge checks the compression. All right, if those numbers are too low or too high, you know you've got an issue. Okay, I'm gonna put it too low. You've got either worn rings or leaking valves, and too high means you got a bunch of crap up on top of a piston. Okay, so and that's what I'm looking for. Now, as far as the number, okay, the number that you're looking for varies from engine to engine and from how old it is. Okay, obviously when it's from the factory it could be as high as 150, 120. Generally, the way I was taught, you check all of them and then you come up with an average, and then plus or minus 10% of that average is your go no go. Okay, so say we do all 8 of them and we get an average of 120. Okay, now we compare each individual number from that to the 120, and okay, 10% of 120 is 12, so it could be as low as 102 and as high as 132, and that would actually, we'd let it ride. So anyway, we're gonna see what we can do here. Let's compare this to our spark plugs and make sure we get one that fits, because it comes with that and a couple of adapters. Come on. Tell me you ain't gonna. So, it's almost too deep. We're just going to try the end of the hose here. Okay, hold on. We're going to have to get something to ride on, something to write with. Bear with me. Found a nice piece of off-fall from the shear, right on that release. And I want to lay these on the table to keep from making a mess of the table. And this is the tool. Try to keep one table for tools and one table for parts if I can. I still need something to write with, damn it. Been a beautiful day today too. All right, so working on a Chevy, and so Chevrolets, these old Chevrolets. That's the front of the engine. All right, we got 1, 3, 5, 7, and 2, 4, 6, 8. All right. And I'm just going to pull the injector, disconnect the injectors. I was going to pull that fuse, but not a big deal, I don't think. And we'll just disconnect and ground the coil wire somewhere. Actually, well, yeah. Big old pipe work. There you go. Okay. So, let's Start with number 1. They have made the end of this hose really I want to screw in there. Try this guy then. No. Here we go. Stud. Oh. Yep, hold on. Ooh, okay, so that one, wow. Where is that? What does that say? That says 130 pounds. All right, so 60, God, 170 pounds. 170 pounds. Okay. That's the kind of stuff, I'm actually crossing my fingers. Okay. So that means there's crap in this. See, that number's way higher than anything I would expect, which means there's crap on top of the pistons. All right, that's good. All right, now here, just so, damn it, just so y'all can see, I'm going to unplug. Are y'all still here? Yeah. Okay. There's 25 of them here. Okay, so the spark plug hole has a hose. I'm going to put it someplace where it'll kind of hang out, and maybe y'all can watch that gauge. Can y'all? Yeah, y'all can see that gauge right there. Okay. Yeah, it's way high. Okay, all right. So anyway, that's how that gauge works. Now we have to do that for all the other 7. All right. Actually, now that I'm not busting bolts loose, I'm going to take these off. Okay, something I just thought about though. Adapter is as long, the adapter on the end of that hose is as long as that spark plug to the ground electrode, which means that adapter is actually filling up that combustion chamber a little bit, and that might be why the number's going up. But we'll cross our fingers. Alright, and that one's at like 145. That's getting closer to what I would expect. Although for an engine with 460,000 miles, that's pretty freaking good. 460, yeah. A bunch of damn miles. I'm kicking myself in the ass for messing this thing up. Now, don't break the damn gauge, Ron. Yeah, this one's a little high. That one's at 160. 170. Now, what I'm seeing so far, besides the fact that the numbers are too high, okay, the fact that we have numbers too high tells me that one, we have no valve issues on this side. We also have no ring issues on this side. Okay, that's one of the things that I'm worried about as well, with all this pre-ignition that the truck's been suffering, that I may have broke some rings. Okay, but with those numbers, no, we're fat, proud, and happy right now. And I could have a remote starter switch. You see, it'd take me a half hour to get it hooked up on this thing. So it's all up on, yeah. $160 and some odd, we'll just call it 160. 60. Oh, shit, whoops. Damn. Forgot to bend it. Hopefully I didn't booger the end of that thing up. I was sitting there thinking about something else. And while we got the cylinder heads off, we're going to take the opportunity to disassemble the valves, clean the valves, and install new valve seals while we're at it. Okay, that's the other thing, is all that material that blew down in there, it had to go through the head. Okay, and yeah, I'm gonna have to clean the intake off. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Just gotta make sure we get all that material. Okay, and it's not just that material. You got 400,000 miles of carbon on those exhaust valves. Uh-oh. Oh, that's not good. Okay, hold on. Let's make sure that that's not good at all. Yep. This might whole foray into the, yeah, this might do it. Ooh. 45 pounds. So, we're going to shoot. We're going to figure out a way to get some oil into that cylinder. And then we'll try that again. Bear with me. Not getting excited. So we got some marbles here. We'll use this to see if we can get those rings to seal. But, okay, let me think about this. Okay, the trick usually is, when you got a low cylinder like that, is to dump oil in. Alright, and what that does is that seals the rings. That helps seal the rings for a couple of strokes. And if you see that number come up, then you know it's the rings that are bad. If the number remains the same, well, that means that you haven't done anything to improve that seal, which means it's leaking somewhere else. So, and this thing will run like a champ before the failure of my modification. I'm crossing my fingers that we've got a chunk of shit holding a valve open. And then crossing my fingers we didn't burn that valve. Okay? Now, so if that's the case, we're gonna put oil in it. I still got to figure out how to get the oil in there. I don't find a syringe or a piece of hose or something. And but yes, that's definitely an indication we got major issues. That would warrant where I'm headed with the damn heads. But if it indicates that the rings are gone, then how can I put it? We're probably just going to shotgun the engine. This truck don't owe me a dime. Okay? If that's the case, we'll just have to, I'm probably going to get a crate motor. Get a nice brand new crate motor and shove in there. to avoid that. Alright. Here, hold on. Tell you what, I'm gonna finish this cigarette. Let's interact for a couple. And bear with me. Let me. I have to turn the screen up here if I can. Gonna let me. All right, I'm gonna interrupt for. Well, yeah, I got to turn the screen up so I can see what y'all are doing. Hold on. All right, we're back. Okay. All right, scroll back. There's Mom. Hello. All right, hold on. Well, I'm sure they're. Let's see. Gauge man, this is a. Actually, it's a C1500. It's not a Silverado. It's a Cheyenne, if I'm not mistaken. Here, let's look. Hold on. All right, now I got you unplugged. No, Scottsdale, and that's just the Scottsdale. Okay, and all that is a trim package. You know, it's just you know, what seat covers do you want? Does the color match the interior, match the exterior? Blah blah blah. But anyway, yeah, it's what Scottsdale. Okay. All right. All right, Steven Cicero, thanks for doing the reference there, 150 to 170. Okay, so when we get back to it, we'll get all up in there. How can I put it? Like I said, it's been 30 years since I've piddled with stuff like this. So, let's see. Shake and bake. I love my old truck. I'd much rather just have my old truck back. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the new ones are nice, but okay, how can I put it? They're too damn complicated. There's too much shit to go wrong with them. All right. Mom. Okay. The question is, what was the clue? Well, the fact that the part that I installed was no longer where I put it, and there was only one place for it to go. And that was down the damn intake. Alright, yep. Change spark plugs due to a misfire. 10-4 on that, Jeep Life. Just be heads up that it might not be the spark plugs. It depends on the system. If you've got individual coils, it could be the coil. It could be the wire that powers the coil. Dale Lewis's daughter was born in 91. Very good. Yeah. Sometimes spark plugs are hard. Yep. 427, Steven says. Yeah. I'll tell you what, I drove a 91 Suburban that had a Whipple. I think it's Whipple supercharger. Okay, it's a screw type. It's not non-centrifugal, but a screw type. And that thing was just a monster. And it was just a stock 350 with a blower on it. Alright. Alright, Live Fast Motorsports. Okay, that's a good one. Very good. Okay. Robert Eason, hello. And trial by fire. Yep. Well, Steven, all I'm telling you is I drove one. I ain't got no opinion of it. I ain't never owned one. I just drove one, and it's really impressive. All right, let me go see if I can find a piece of hose or something. Squirt some oil in there. You know what? I got a piece of hose. Except that it's got that damn Schrader valve in it. I don't want to mess with it. Need a piece of clear vinyl tubing or something. Yeah, I got some of that. Yeah, I got some of that. All right, hold on. Bear with me. Got to patch something together here. Alright, so we've got the nipple off of it's Lucas oil additive, and we've got a bottle of water. And actually I got an empty one of those. Hold on, before I go wasting this water here. I got an empty bottle of water almost. The thing is, we got to get the oil in the hose, and the hose in the cylinder. I'm going to put some of the oil in here, screw this guy on. That's got a nice sharp point that I can put in the hose and push it in. Alright. So this is some tired old hose, but I think it'll get the job done once we get it. Hopefully it'll just about the right size to just slide in there. Four. Oh yeah, there it goes. All right. So, let's see. We're just going to take and dump all this in there. Okay. All right. And then we're going to spin it first, because we don't want to have that thing come up on a compression stroke full of oil. Now we'll put our gauge in. and we're crossing our fingers that number doesn't come up substantial. It come up to 90 pounds. Okay. Well, that's about it. Let's finish this though. Hold on. Let's just check the other ones. Alright, so we got one of two things. And because like I said, it was an instantaneous. We've broken some rings on this piston. Or we might have punched a hole in it, but as thin as that oil, I don't think the oil, if there was a hole in the piston, I don't think that oil would have changed much. Yep. Okay. Another low one. That one's 60. And actually, that other one come up 15 pounds, didn't it? Yeah. So 60 wet. Oops. Poor old truck. Where are you? Well, oh, okay. One end's real pretty, one end's all boogered up. There we go. All again, blowing the oil, excess oil out. And that one only come up like 5 pounds. So that one's got damn near valve issues. Rings on one, valves on the other. Come on. Come on. Come on, get in there. Oh. Yep, this one's hard to reach. Excuse me.
that one thumped. I expect that number's gonna be high. Yep. 160. All right. Well, that sucks. All right. Probably a good excuse. All right, so the left bank, 170, 145, 160, 170. All right, 10% of 170 is 17. So 150, 153 would be the high or the low, and this one's below that. Of course, now I ain't averaged everything, but it don't matter with these two being as sick as they are. It's just not even worth it. Unless damn it. If we got that head off and the valves are dicked up, how can I check the valves? Ooh, okay. I can rig a situation where I can put some compressed air in that in those spark plug holes, and we can take the throttle body off, and we can listen to the intake manifold and the muffler. Okay? And we can even take the damn oil filler cap off and listen to the crankcase. To do that, I'm going to need to get that valve cover off and back the rockers off. So no matter what position the piston is, and I'm going to end up, when I hit it with compressed air, the piston's going to go down. But then we can listen. Okay? If we hear noise in the intake or the exhaust, we know it's the valves for sure. And if that's the case, we can keep digging. Because everything's pretty. I mean, this one's a little low, okay, but they're all fair 3-digit numbers, except for these two right here. See, the thing is I don't want to pull the heads off and do all this work if those rings are garbage. Okay. So we need to do that. I got to figure out. I got to come up with a way to get some compressed air in those cylinders. Oh. And that would be the valve cover with all the crap hanging on it. Okay. Boom. All right. All right. Okay. Oh, and it's getting dark. Got a big old fluorescent light out here. I wonder if it's on a I don't see a, oh, here's a switch. Oh, and that's for the inside of the shop. I wonder if that thing's automatic and if it even works. Yeah. Okay, what's this one? Actually, it don't look that bad. Although the damn AC plumbing. Let's see what we can do here. Well, I'll tell you what, before I go pulling the valve cover off, I gotta figure out some way to get some air in there. Oh, wait, oh! I wonder if Lily's toolbox is still here. Hold on, hold on. I had my hands on a leak down gauge a couple of days ago. Yeah. All right. Bear with me. I gotta go dig in the hauler. Helps if you have the key to the hauler with you when you walk all the way out to the hauler. Oh. So, the gauge I have is missing a bunch of stuff. This damn it, I hate disassembling tools to make other tools. Wait a minute, hold on. Bear with me. Here we go. Maybe. Hold on. Mom, are you still here? Is Mom still here? Oh, God. Y'all been talking for like all day. Where's the bottom of this thing? Is Mom here still? Alright, this is an antique. I mean a serious antique, but it's got fittings that look like they might work. Yeah, matters. A gentleman gave me this. What is this? Oh, yep. That is some real ancient gasket material. I have no idea where it comes from. Anyway, a gentleman named Jay Hefner gave me this. Okay, and this is a snap-on compression tester. I will guarantee you that it's from the mid-70s. Okay? Jay Hefner was a, what do you call it, a fixture in Daytona forever. And I managed to get the privilege of working with him for the last year of his life. And he told me that he was the first man in Daytona Beach to extend credit to Smokey Yunick. He didn't have too many Smokey stories, but yeah. Anyway, when Jay passed away, he was a Mason, and so his funeral involved the Scottish Rites, I guess you'd call it. 3 guys showed up in tuxedos wearing white aprons. One of those 3 men was Smokey Yunick. And so I've cherished this piece. I'll be honest with you, I've had this 22 years and I've never used it. I've got other gauges I've used. but they're at the house, and somehow this ended up here. So I'm thinking this looks like about the right size. So we need to find out if our air hoses will fit that fitting right there. And yeah, let's see. Let's see. Where's one I've been using? It's about the same diameter, same thread. Alright, let's see if it'll screw in first of all. Yeah, it will. Okay. Let's find one of the shop air hoses. See if this will plug on there, and then we'll have to. It's got a Schrader valve in it. That's how, when you do that, the gauge. That's how the pressure doesn't go down. I think it fits. Now the only problem is, you got to turn the compressors on, and they're 10 feet away, so it's going to get noisy. Got to go find a switch. before I go pulling the valve cover off and closing the valves, we're going to let the compressor finish running, and then we'll hook the compressed air to the cylinder. Although I still got to get the Schrader valve out of that thing. I got to find a damn tire tool. Shit. All right, and I'm crossing my fingers that one of those valves will simply be open because that's where it is on the stroke, just to show y'all what I'm talking about. Okay, if we find, we hear some noise coming out of the intake, or we hear some noise coming out of the exhaust, we know that valve's open. But I want to show you that. Then once we do that, we'll go ahead, we'll take the valve cover off, we'll take the rockers off of the valves, or at least loosen them to ensure that those valves, the springs, are doing their job. And then we'll do it again and see if we hear any noise. Because it's very possible that debris that I'm talking about, the whole issue with this thing, if we hear some good noise out of the exhaust and the intake, well, that tells us that the valves are definitely, and we might be able to get away with just getting the head off and cleaning it up, probably installing a couple of new valves. Although that's going to get technical as hell. We got to be worried about installed spring heights, a whole bunch of crap I'm going to have to sneak up on. Here again, I haven't, in 30 years, I ain't fucked with it. That compressor is probably going to take about another 5 or 10 minutes. While we're waiting, I'll see if I can find a damn tire tool and get the Schrader valve out of that piece. Oh, here, check it out. Look at this beautiful sunset. Here. Look at that. Glorious, glorious. Oh, that's beautiful. Alright, let me see if I can find that tool. Okay, so this piece of hose has got a fitting on the end of it, and in the end of that fitting is a Schrader valve. Okay, it's just like on the tire of your car where you put your air in it. Yeah, 10-4 compression tester. Yes. Is Mom here? Oh, there's Mom. Mom, did you hear the story about Jay Hefner? Alright, so anyway, this is a Schrader valve tool. And it's just a piece of tubing that's got a slot cut in the end of it. And it's the right size for what we got to do. We just push it in there until it falls onto the Schrader valve. And once I pull the Schrader valve out, you'll see what's going on here. Okay, and I know some of y'all know what this is about, but this is all about, I'm about sharing. Okay, so if you don't know, I'm getting ready to show you. So this is a little Schrader valve. It's identical. It's just like the ones in your tire when you air it up. But can you see the slot? Here, see the slot in the end of that? All right, and the Schrader has a corresponding shape that slot will grab. Okay, so anyway, that Schrader is now out, and we can now use this to put compressed air in that cylinder. Okay, so let me go put this Schrader valve someplace safe. Okay, because that is 50 years old and it's original to this piece, and so yeah, we're gonna hold on to that. And once that compressor finally gives up, we'll put some air to this thing. Aha! It just got quiet. All right. Let's see what happens here. Alright, so we've got an intake valve open. Okay? And the reason we can tell that is because we can hear it over here on the other cylinder and out of the throttle body. Okay? So now what we'll do is we're going to have to make absolutely sure that those valves are closed, which means we got to take the valve cover off and loosen the rockers on those particular valves. We're really crossing our fingers that when we do that, we still hear that, because if the valves are leaking substantially, we can't build that compression that we did all those tests about. Okay? So, all right. Come on, let go. Broke. Damn it. Okay, these things right here. This is the bane of the existence of the throttle body Chevrolet pickup truck, or the throttle body Chevrolet engine. The original ones lasted about 10 years. Okay, you get these at AutoZone. You can't get a lifetime warranty. They don't warranty this for some reason. They last about a year if you're lucky. So probably why they don't warranty them. All right. So what do we got? We got looks like a 10 millimeter. Let's see. Really? That might be a 3/8. Much better. Okay, 3/8 it is. Okay, and I'm going to be honest with you. I'm getting ready to do something that I've been trying to avoid the whole time I've owned this truck. And that's put a wrench on the valve cover gaskets. How can I put it? I wanted to see 500,000 miles before this happened. Oh, this sucks. Damn it.
so bad.
Alright. So, now comes the fun part. When you get replacement gasket kits for these vehicles nowadays, the gasket is a real nice silicone, okay? But I am not sure if, at one point GM simply used squirt silicone on the valve covers, okay, from the factory. And if that's the case, this thing is not going to come off right now.
Stuck.
I got a heel bar around here somewhere. That's several heel bars. All right. Alright, so in mechanics parlance, okay, this is a heel bar. Some people call them ladies' slippers because they look like feet on legs, okay. They were originally, from what I understand, designed and used on big steel, like skyscrapers. You could use this to pry, and then the other end was pointed, and you could use this to line up the bolts, okay? But they're also awesome pry bars. You can get that toe under something and then rest and pry up. And so that's what we're getting ready to do here. Hold on. So this is the valve cover, and it's really dirty, I'm going to be honest with you, but given the situation, everything's got to be cleaned before it can be reassembled, and so we're really not digging too deep in it, but this thing's stuck, and we don't want to get too aggressive with it, because it's just sheet metal, okay? It's the same metal that the body's made out of. but at the same time we got to pry on it a little bit. So I'm going to put it under the corner here. Okay, the corner has got some, just the shape of it provides structure. And we're going to, look at that. Here we go. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Alright. Alright, so it's actually loose. Well, it's not perfectly loose, but it moved. Alright, so this ground wire is kind of in the way. Let's see if we can get it to go up like that. And we're gonna use the exhaust manifold as a pivot here. There we go. Okay. Alright. Now, y'all are getting ready to see something that I've been avoiding. I've been maintaining this engine. Alright. It's not going to be perfect, but I don't think it's going to be too ugly either. So, let's see. Yeah, that damn air conditioner is going to be in the way. Maybe. Oh, Phil's watch is in the way. Come on. Come on. Oh, look at that. Alright, keep going. Keep going. Yep. There we go. There we go. Alright, what can we do about that? There we go. There we go. There we go. Alright, come on. Come on. There we go. Alright. Woo! Alright, so we got a little gack here, but for 500,000 miles, look at this. What is that? Yeah, there's some gack. Big old chunk of gack right there. Okay, see this debris right here? Yeah. Yeah. Now, it used to be you could open up a Chevy small block or a Ford small block that run with a carburetor, and it would do this after 100,000 miles or even earlier. Okay. So anyway, let me find a towel here real quick. All right. So we just hit with the compressed air. It's got this rocker open, and what we're going to do is we've got these are what's called stud mounted rockers, and it's just a nut right here that is used to retain the rocker. Okay, but they are also used to adjust the rocker. Okay, the lifter down on the camshaft has a hydraulic piston in it, and it's got a happy spot that it likes to live in, and so you have to not only screw these down, but you have to screw them down in the right place. You don't screw them down tight. You simply screw them down until
you have the position of that plunger correct. And I'm actually, it's been a long time. I'm actually going to have to review that particular. I mean, I know that I know how to do it when it's running. Okay, but that gets really messy, and I really don't want to do that. But there is a technique to do all of the adjustment and button the engine up before. All right, net gasket. Okay, we may just leave that there. Anyway, so we're gonna back this nut off till that damn rocker is just flopping and there's no compression on this spring. And we're going to do that with 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, because these are the 2 cylinders that we didn't have good numbers on. Okay, so we're going to back the. But the thing is, yeah, we may end up changing the valves. Yeah, we're just gonna put we're gonna put a socket on it and just back them off. All right, I think they're 5/8, so bear with me. Okay, and also you guys, I ain't got y'all powered up right now. I'm crossing my fingers. We got enough back point. I got to get y'all hooked back up. But I'd like to see these details. All right, so here, let me get these out of the way. We're done with them. Hold on. All right, we're gonna back this one off. Tell you what, hold on. For some reason, I just really want to count this. I really want to count these numbers. Hold on. Ow. All right. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at all the gap. And that's loose. All right, that valve shouldn't leak anymore. All right, so that one took 5. We're going to go ahead and just take 5 out of the rest of them. But yeah, see all this dirty, nasty shit. This is cleaning all this garbage out. Alright, so 1, let's see. Alright, here's my mark. Alright, so we're going to go 5 on this one. 1, nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. All right. That one's loose. So that valve should be closed. All right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this one should be closed. All right, let me see if I got another extension, because I got really stretching here. All right, one of these days I'll have to give you all a tour of my tools. This is a Mac number X6EW38 extension. But the cool thing about it, okay, and I've had this extension 30 years. All right. That's, you see how that socket is tight on the end of this extension, and this is an antique too. All right, first of all, it says made in USA. It says Powercraft. Okay, this was a product line from like the mid 60s. And oh man, me and Jimmy bought 2 5-gallon buckets full of tools from a lady who her husband had passed away. She wanted $100, and me and Jimmy ended up giving her $250 because there were so many good tools in it. Anyway, once we got it to his house, we played poker, we cut cards, did all sorts of stuff to figure out who got what tool. But anyway, this particular extension, if you'll notice, is not perfectly square on the end, and when you put the socket on, it actually swivels a little bit. It's been relieved on the back side, and so yeah, this was one of the first professional tools I ever bought off of a tool truck. All right, so now, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now all of those valves should be closed. Let me move my light here. Okay. Now, the fact that the cylinder is closed now, when I hit it with this compressed air, the crank may turn over. If you're doing this on your own vehicle, make sure, if it's a standard transmission, that it's in neutral. Okay? So, we're gonna... Now I can't hear nothing. Alright. Like lighting a cigarette in Denny's. Alright. We'll wait for the compressor to quit, and then we'll do this.
And I guess when I mentioned lighting a cigarette in Denny's back in the day, and a lot of you young folks probably won't believe this, but you would sit down at your table in Denny's and there would be an ashtray right there. Smoking was allowed in restaurants. And so you would order your food and you'd sit there and talk to your friends and whatever. And if you started thinking that it was taking too long for the food to come, all you had to do was light a cigarette. Okay? I don't know if it was coincidence or if they were just sitting there waiting for you to light the cigarette before they brought the food, but it never failed. Okay? If you waited too long and were getting, you lit the cigarette, and like before you could finish the third puff, there was your food. So anyway, yeah, I go to use the damn air and the compressor kicks on, so we can't hear nothing. Hey, am I seeing John there? How you doing, John? Please forgive me. I ain't been reading much. I just lit a cigarette waiting on this damn. Brent, we're still playing our cards. Still playing our cards, buddy. When I got a firm, I'll let y'all know. All right. How can I put it? Until I'm firm up, I generally I play my cards close to my chest there. I can tell you what I'm doing next week. We're going to the Turkey Rod Run, and it's a long story, but it's going to involve that Corvette I went to Cincinnati about. It's going to involve the hauler, and it's going to involve sitting at Daytona Speedway in the Turkey Rod Run for 4 days. Oh. All right, 10-4 on that, John. Listen, I'm sure you made a list of where all you dropped your resumes off and such. You need to check back with those guys every once in a while, okay? And just, try and contact the crew chief, introduce yourself, say I dropped a resume off. Just don't let them forget you
and make them pull the resume out and have it on the top of the pile when they're done reading. Okay? Alright, so the compressor's done. Yeah, go back and contact the folks that you've already dropped resumes off at. Here we go. Wait a minute. Hold on, let me think about this. Where the hell was all that noise coming from? How in the hell? Alright, that's tight. Where? Hold on. I mean, that's insane how much noise that's making. Alright. I've got that hose screwed into a cylinder. Cylinder 2-4. That valve is supposed to be closed. That valve is supposed to be closed. I mean, that's... Where in the hell? Well, that's... Alright. If that valve's closed, that valve's closed, that hole's plugged. My God, I mean, it sounded like it was just venting. Okay, hold on. Oh. I know where that sound is coming from. Damn it. Let's see how we can visualize this. Hold on. All right. All right. We're going to put this right here. And for lack of something better, I'm going to put this right here. Okay? And here we go. You ready? Didn't see the smoke move any different. Maybe. Anyway, I think that's coming out of the freaking crankcase, which means it's the rings. Yeah. What could we do to... Let's see. Well, here. The oil filler's over here. Hold on. Yep, I think I got something here. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I think we got some major ring and piston issues. All right, hold on. Alright, somewhere I have an archaic tool for checking blow-by while the engine is running, but I don't have it with me. So we're going to go with the next best thing here.
Y'all ready? Let's see what happens. Could that be exhaust? Could I have a cracked exhaust manifold? Alright, that should have jumped. That should have done something. Alright, hold on. Although I've got the whole valve cover off on the right side. But if I can't imagine I got a cracked manifold. I would have heard it. Here, let's do this. Hold on. Hold on. Let's try and listen somewhere else. Alright, I'm going to have to stick a piece of hose or something in my ear. That's all there is to it. Maybe I got my damn stethoscope with me. Hold on. If anything, I can use it. Oh, yeah, I can use that. Okay. Yeah. So we're going to take one end of this and put it in the ear, and then we're going to use the other end. Although, what is that? Oh, it's full of diesel fuel. All right, we're not going to do that. Let me see if I can find my stethoscope. Hold on. Tell you what, we need to get y'all back on the power too before the battery goes. Be right back. So here again, this is ancient. Let's see. And it broke 20 years ago. And I fixed it. Alright, so quite literally, you plug that in your ears, and then the hose, okay, where did it all go? Hold on. Oh God! Yeah, we're gonna have to wait for that to turn off again. Okay. Say you got a knock or a tick, okay? Here. Bear with me. Yeah, and this is a Craftsman piece. I bought it at Sears like, 30 years ago. Alright, so anyway, and you can see where it's broke
and I fixed it with a piece of hose. But you plug that in your ears, and then that is the conduit that the sound goes to. All right, you got this nifty little piece right here. There's a diaphragm in there. You plug that in there, and then you have this little extension rod, and you screw that together. And then what you can do is plug this in your ears and touch this to certain parts of the engine, and you can isolate the noise. You know, you can touch it to the alternator, you can touch it to the water pump, you can touch it to the distributor, and see if the particular noise you're hearing is coming from that particular component. Okay? Or you can simply unplug this thing, and then you use it to focus the noise. You can actually home in on, yeah, so once the compressor quits, we'll do that. So anyway, but I guess one thing I want to point out, original packaging again. This is what it was hanging on the shelf in. And simply keeping it in that original packaging, I still have the tool 30 years later. Oh, okay. Oh boy. It's coming out of the spark plug hole of the other damn cylinder. Okay, so now we're going to sit here and think for a minute. Hold on. It's not coming out of the crankcase. I almost thought I might have heard a whiff at the exhaust pipe. But we're putting air in cylinder 4, and it's just gushing out cylinder 6. The throttle doesn't have much effect on it. I got 2 bent or burnt exhaust valves. But how in the hell? I must have some kind of an exhaust restriction too. I mean, or a blowed head gasket. Okay, but I haven't seen any indication of that. I mean, it'll use a gallon in like 4 months of coolant. What the? Really? What else could we be dealing with? It's not blowing any water out. Not blowing any coolant out. Excuse me. Both of those cylinders. Okay, now the valves have to be there doing half-assed work, otherwise there wouldn't be any compression numbers. But there's a common problem. They're side by side. Those 2 exhaust valves are side by side. Okay. All right. So that makes me feel good. That actually makes me feel good about the rings. Or if not good, but better. We ain't killed her yet. I think that's the point I'm getting at. Okay. All right, and it's 6:30. I swore to myself I was going to knock off at 8. All right. So, if that's the case, we need to start making a mess. A big mess. Oh.
Okay.
And I got to tell you that the whole time, all right, besides dreading taking that valve cover off, these exhaust bolts, okay, the exhaust bolts, they've been getting hot and cooling down, hot and cooling down, hot and cooling down since 1991 and almost 500,000 miles. The exhaust manifolds are going to be a living, pardon my French, bitch. The last thing I want to do on this planet is drill out exhaust bolts. I don't think I'm going to worry about exhaust bolts tonight. I am going to hose them down. Oh, damn it. With some penetrating oil. I'm done with that. All right. So we know, hold on. We know, I feel confident that the exhaust valves on 4 and 6 are compromised. There's no sense in pressurizing the other cylinder, okay? Because we can hear it leaking out of the other cylinder. y'all can't see that. All right. Anyway. Oh, wait a minute. Here. Let's put our precious tool back together. Okay, and I'm serious. This is precious to me. This tool is a physical connection to a dead friend. And so it's precious to me. I hate fucking people dying on me. God damn it. Where'd I put it? Oh. Damn it. Alright. That tool's back together. I gotta go put this one up. Okay. Tell you what. Like I said, 8 o'clock. Alright? But I'm going to sit down and take a break for a minute. Got me ankles hurting, freaking knees, freaking... Oh. Alright. Oh, that's what I was going to talk to you about. Okay? I am by no means doing a professional repair here. Okay? My father was a cheap son of a bitch, and I am too. And we just used the scientific method of experimentation and observation to prove that we got bad valves. Okay? Hence, we need to pull the heads. And if I really wanted to be absolutely cheap, I'd only pull the right one, except that I feel that that material that got down in the engine is probably in spots all over all of the pistons and causing issues. And so all of that needs to be cleaned. Essentially, we're only changing what we find to be no longer serviceable. All right. I'm expecting that those two valves, for whatever reason, are either bent or burned. Okay? They made I feel confident they made 200 million Chevy small blocks when that was a primary power plant for Chevrolet. You can pick up a rock and find parts for a Chevy small block. So we may just, although this is probably going to delay the whole process. I was crossing my fingers that it would be anyway. I guess where I'm going is there's a lot of intricate stuff in here. Okay? What I'm talking about primarily is valve train, the push rods, the rockers, the rocker pivots, and the valves that are still good. Okay? Those things have lived together for 500,000 miles. And so we're going to do everything we can to keep this push rod in this position. And the rocker arm that lived for 500,000 miles with that push rod is going to stay with that push rod. And that push rod and that rocker are going to stay with the valve that it's all. In other words, we're not going to totally just disassemble everything and throw it into a bucket. We're going to have to make an effort to keep it all together as it was at the factory. Now, I'm thinking if we replace the two valves, we're going to need new rockers. We're going to need new balls for the rockers. And probably new push rods. Okay? Even though you're going to pick a rock up and find these parts, it might be 2 days before they actually land in our lap. I'm going to be headed to Daytona by then. So we're not going to finish this weekend, I guess is part of the deal. I'm where I'm going. Unless, but I doubt it. If there's a chance lapping the valves, or I find carbon buildup that's not letting them close all the way, we get the heads off, we disassemble, we inspect, we'll figure it out. Yeah, okay. Alright. Fortunately, I have the Mighty Geo. And the Mighty Geo will ride in the hauler down to Daytona next week. So, because it's just me. And once I get everything unloaded as possible, well, yeah, I need something to drive. And I'm only taking one car down there for the actual event, and there's another space in the truck. Why wouldn't I take my own car? Save on rental. It gets 50 miles to the gallon, save on gas. Yeah. It's 27 years old. It's an antique. You know, that's the whole deal with the, yeah. And I still haven't sprayed those exhaust bolts. Hold on. It's starting to get chilly. Put a sweatshirt on. There we go. That's better. So let's unplug it for a minute and let's just talk about how we got to go now. Okay, so exhaust manifolds. Okay, you see how beautifully patinaed and rusted they are? They still have the factory locks on them. Okay, there's a little sheet metal thing that you put under the bolt as you're tightening it, and then once it's tight, it's got a bridge and a couple of tabbies that you fold down. That's why I feel confident this is an original engine. All of these accessories have to come off. They hang on the cylinder heads. The intake, which is, okay, this line right here, all the way across to the other side, front to back, comes off as one assembly. Although there's a whole bunch of little sub-assemblies that got to come loose. A bunch of wiring, a bunch of plumbing's got to come loose. Oh, yeah, so Well, we know we're not going to, we're not going to bolt the heads on tomorrow. So, yeah, there's no sense in rushing anymore. And I haven't been rushing. Actually, I've been sneaking up on it. All of the valve train, and here again, like I'm saying, all right, the nuts, underneath the nut of the rocker, there's what's called a pivot ball. And that pivot ball is what the rocker pivots on. And here again, 500,000 miles. We get this all disassembled. We're going to visually inspect it, clean it to the best we can. If it passes visual inspection, we're simply going to put it right back in the same spot. Okay. The tips of the valves are hardened. The tips of the rockers are hardened. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little divot. Okay. And that's actually where the push rod lives. If you look here, I don't know, well, it's shadow, but here, you can see this one better maybe. There's a push rod. Okay, and all that is a straight piece of metal with two round ends, and one end is on the rocker, the other end is down in the lifter. The lifter has a little cup that's a corresponding shape. All of this has lived together for 500,000 miles, and as long as we keep them in order and put them back side by side with their friends, there's no reason why it won't keep going. All right, it's these guys, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm pretty sure. All right, that valve and that valve, even though they should be closed for whatever reason, the common factor is this exhaust manifold right there. That's why we can blow air in and hear it and feel it coming out the other hole. Okay, so I'm assuming we may have to replace these valves. All right, if we replace these valves, the top of the valve that this thing contacts is going to be different. Okay, the new valve is going to have a new factory service on it. We might as well get a new factory rocker. Same deal with the push rods and the ball. Okay, so yeah. Okay. Yep. Damn it. Pisses me off. I killed my truck. Dumbass. Okay, but, I gotta point something out. I did learn something. Okay? This truck averaged 18 miles to the gallon. And when I did what I did, that mileage for one tank jumped up to 23 miles to the gallon. Okay, so the concept works. The material I used sucked. Okay, so guess what? I might end up killing another one. Although I've been thinking there's all right, what was involved? I used the wrong material. I put the material, I may have used the right material, but I put it in the wrong place.
and heat destroyed it. And so I'm thinking that if I move the material to a different spot in the intake flow, I might be able to achieve the same goal without having it exposed to that heat. And anyway, yeah. I ain't give up yet. Ain't give up yet. All right, I got to figure out where I want to start. I think all these accessories. Okay, by accessories, I'm talking about the alternator, the AC pump, the power steering pump. Oh God, I'm gonna have. Oh. I need a power steering puller. I know I got one. I don't know where it's at. That's $35. That's worth an hour and a half search. Okay. Yeah, so we got to get the front dress off first. We get the front dress off. We'll get the distributor out, and that can be a bear. Although I have adjusted it in the past year. I know it's still loose, but sometimes this gack will build up underneath the hole it goes in, and it gets like bigger, and when you pull it out, it's just a bear, or can be. All right, so we got the front dress off. The throttle, all of this crap on the intake needs to come off too. And we got to get all the valve train out and keep it in order. I really think we'll just let those damn exhaust bolts soak. Okay, and I found some videos about how to sneak up on the exhaust bolts, and old boy, he had some that were uglier than this, and he managed to get them all out. And so I'm really gonna have to review that, and then also where the pipe attaches to that manifold. Oh Jesus, I gotta jack this thing up. Okay. Yep. All right. What's it gonna take? Where to start? Oh, I gotta drain the coolant too. All right. I need a drain pan. And I have new oil and a filter. At some point that needs to be changed. All right. Let's go find a drain pan. I'll be right back. Oh, wait a minute. Let me get y'all back on the power. I'm not running around the garage. I can plug y'all back in.